Yeah, well, I
Dragons
told
need to
you
be
when
fed.
you re-downloaded it that you were going to turn into a crackhead about it again, and then you assured
here's
me that it was different this time.
It is because I'm no longer waking up at 5 a.m. to defend, like, my fucking tribe and dinosaurs and T-Rexes and shit. Like, it's just like, I'll go play it, and then once I'm done playing it, I turn it off and walk away. It's not like, 3 months of work is gonna get blown up while I'm in REM sleep.
I wonder how long before they make a Ark movie, kind of like the Minecraft movie.
Oh, there's a TV show on HBO, animated series.
Of Ark?
Yep.
I have never seen that. That's crazy.
Yep, Ark the animated series. I still haven't watched it yet, which is ironic. I gotta do that, but I know like Vin Diesel's heavily involved in it.
In
Apparently
Ark?
Vin Diesel loves Ark apparently.
He's a strange guy.
Yeah, no, he's like
He's also
in the.
put on a massive amount of weight. Did you see him when he did that announcement about fucking Brian returning to the Fast Universe?
Well, you know what? If anyone's earned the right to put on some weight, it's him at this point.
I bet you by the time that movie comes out, he's jacked as shit again.
Yeah. No, he's not fat. He's just cultivating mass, as I have been for the past 10 years.
Yep.
Once I start working out, it's just gonna be like instant Arnold.
All right, you ready to go?
Yep.
I think I'm ready. Welcome back to another episode of Flick Fights, where we take two movies and put them through 10 rounds of a heavyweight bout and declare a winner, usually from the same theme, same basic plot, or in today's case, from the same parent company of Saturday Night Live. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, download, share on Spotify, because someday we want money for this.
Yeah, check out shorts wherever there are shorts to be had.
It sounded like an ad for shorts, like clothing shorts.
Well, yes, those two. Shorts are
Check
awesome.
out Flick Fight Shorts.
Oh man, that's our first merch, just shorts.
3-inch inseam shorts.
I mean, I need the 6, but whatever you need.
I like to put it up. This week we are doing Tommy Boy versus Wayne's World.
Yeah, blast from my past, and also slight judgment of my parents for what they allowed me to watch at such a young age.
Right? I forgot about the pool scene in Tommy Boy, and I was like, I remember seeing this when I was real little.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff, like... Like, I think, like, the incest jokes went over my head the first time, too. Like, I didn't get any of that.
There was stuff in Wayne's World this time around that I was, like, Googling furiously. Like, I don't remember this at all. Is this, like, a special edition or something?
We saw way too much of Mike Myers' taint. His tiny taint.
I love the tidy whities, though. Nobody pulls it off like Mike Myers.
No. Oh, I don't think anyone pulls it off. He's just one of the more successful of the failures.
Right. And then Walter White bringing him back.
Yeah.
I don't know if they brought him back or just
that
encourage less sales.
Yeah, that was like the pathos and patheticness of it. Like, that was the whole point of that. I can't remember the last time I unironically saw Tidy Whities in a sex scene. It's like, it's become antiquated underwear at this point.
It's
like
just
long
gross. Like, of all the clothing items on your body, underwear should be the last thing that are pure white. Especially on a man.
Yeah. Shows all
But,
the
let's get into the tail of the tape. I'll do Tommy Boy if you want to do Wayne's World.
Sounds good. I've definitely seen Wayne's World more than Tommy Boy. But God,
even
watching it, the plot is hard to keep your grasp on in that movie sometimes. It's like,
which one?
Okay. Wayne's World. The plot just kind of fucking veers off to the right sometimes.
Yeah, and I forgot how that movie ended, and I was a little more than irritated with the ending. But Tommy Boy was directed by Peter Segal. I'm not sure which way he wants that pronounced. Starring Chris Farley and David Spade. Box office was $32.7 million. Rotten Tomatoes, wow, a 39% from critics, 90% from the audience. Absolutely atrocious. Fuck you, critics.
It's a bunch of it's it's a slapstick comedy. It's a bunch of stuck-up assholes going like, oh, this is lowbrow. Even though like slapstick comedy has like been around since like the fucking Victorian era.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they just had beef with one of the like Farley or Spade specifically,
or they didn't like Saturday Night Live or something, or
because it's an absolute classic. Like
vindictive, yeah.
There are Farley movies that I would say deserve that score for sure, but Tommy Boy is like that's it.
Yeah.
Runtime of 97 minutes. Studio was Paramount Pictures. Other notable films directed by Peter Siegel was 50 First Dates, Get Smart, I'm assuming that's the remake, Anger Management, and the remake of The Longest Yard. He likes remakes. He likes Adam Sandler. Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, Adam Sandler and an easy script go together with peanut butter and jelly.
Right. It makes sense that he went from Chris Farley to Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
fuck,
like,
he's dead.
God. My loud, annoying, funny guy died. Sandler. No. I heard a really sad thing once, though. Basically, Kevin James only has a career because Chris Farley died.
Oh, definitely, dude. Mm-hmm. There would have been no room for Kevin James. I mean, especially with what Adam Sandler does with movies now, where he just puts all his best friends in. Chris Farley for sure would have been in every one of them. There wouldn't have been room.
Nope. Both metaphorically and physically.
Yeah. Speaking of Kevin James, did you see that trailer for his new movie when you were seeing Superman? It looks wild, dude. Kevin James is jacked now, and it's just a straight-up action movie.
Yeah, I saw Here Comes the Boom, and he was getting his shit together. I think he got, one too many Paul Blart Mall Cop jokes thrown at him, and he's just like, all right,
that's a low-key banger from Kevin James. But yeah, this one, he's bald, he's got the beard, and he's like, I can't even remember. He's like a bodyguard or something, but there's no comedy element to it at all. And the whole trailer is just, he's a badass.
Well, Kevin James getting jacked gives me hope.
Yeah. For sure. And it took him a while.
Yeah. All right. I'll take over for Wayne's World here. We got director Penelope Spheris?
That sounds right.
Yeah, Spheris. Starring Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. And unfortunately, the last time Dana Carvey was funny. Box office, 183.1 million. Rotten Tomatoes, 97%, 84% audience, which I think is fair. Runtime 95 minutes, produced by Paramount, based on an SNL sketch, and cult status is probably the most iconic SNL movie. And some other notable films are The Decline of Western Civilization, Suburbia, Black Sheep, and Little Rascals. Which
Black Sheep. It's funny because that's a Chris Farley movie.
Yep. I watched Little Rascals a shit ton when I was a kid. That was one of my VHSs. And it's objectively horrible, but it's
right. That's something I have never rewatched since I was little. I'm sure it's not great,
no. If you have any pleasant memories of that, keep them intact.
Yeah. It's in the same spot of my brain as Sandlot, so I'll keep it there.
Oh God, speaking of parts in your brain, I have a bit of a visceral reaction to Dana Carvey. Because I don't know if you ever saw his last, theatrical, lead role, Master of Disguise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Turtle Club, man.
Oh, yeah. No. But here's the thing about the Turtle Club. I was in a summer camp when I was younger. And,
God.
Every
Here comes
Monday
some more nom stories from Boy Scouts.
Yeah. This was sports camp in the summer, but this was just a day camp I would come and go from. But I was not an athletic child, and it was a sports camp, so any opportunity to get out of sports, I would take them. And every Monday and Wednesday or some shit, they would take kids to the movie theater, after lunch. And I was like, cool, dark, cold room. Apparently that summer, the only movie that came out was Master of Disguise that was PG. I saw that movie in theaters, I want to say.
I kind of can't believe that was PG.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the 90s. It got away with a lot more. But yeah, I've seen that movie on the big screen upwards of, I want to say, 15 times.
That's too many.
Yeah.
You should never have seen that many times.
I could probably write out the entire script verbatim with an 85% accuracy rate, just blind. It's insane.
There's so many jokes from that movie that are stuck around, but the movie surrounding it is so god awful.
Oh, yeah. Also, Adam Sandler production, something I found out later.
That makes sense. I wondered for years if Adam Sandler is part of a giant money laundering scheme.
Yeah. and it's funny because that movie was almost self-aware for 2 seconds because one of the first lines in the film is a chick going the voice was funny for 1 minute.
Right.
Yeah, why are we doing this for 97 minutes then?
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember it well. My back when my parents were still super religious, that was one of the few movies we were allowed to watch, and so it was peak comedy when you can't watch anything else.
Oh yeah, no, and it's just it's painful because Dana Carvey was great in Wayne's World, and I just wondered what the hell happened.
Well, I've seen a lot of stuff, and he He had that show that was on TV. You remember the Dana Carvey? There were so many weird names where it was like the Dana Carvey Pepsi halftime show, something something, and he had like a sketch comedy show that tanked so bad that there's currently a documentary you can go watch about it. But it had Dana Carvey, Steve Carell, Stephen Colbert,
Shit, no.
a bunch of names that are huge now, but like it was like partially timing and some other things, but they got the other two were lucky to make it out, and Dana Carvey did not. But there's like a clip you can go see where they show a trailer for Home Improvement, and it was like one of the serious episodes where the kid has cancer or something. So it's this heartfelt moments tonight on Home Improvement, followed by the Dana Carvey Pepsi halftime root beer show, and then it shows him dressed as Bill Clinton with a bunch of nipples.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. That is outside of my realm of pop culture knowledge.
Yeah, look up the documentary. I think it's called Too Funny to Fail or something. It's on Max maybe, but it's fucking hilarious. Watching them watch their skits back and being like, why did we do this?
One random thing I did notice in these two movies, with these two movies, there are 2 Scanners references.
Dude, me too. I wrote that. There's 2 Scanners references and Twilight Zone.
Right? Okay, the Twilight Zone is fine. That's ubiquitous. But fucking Scanners?
Right. I was like, is this baked into some kind of SNL contract or something that they have to mention Scanners?
They just had some ironclad deal back in the day and just had like 10 seconds advertising every year.
I literally went and wrote that down as soon as it happened the second time. I was like, that's fucking weird. And they both have Rob Lowe as the bad guy.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, like, I didn't... Like, it's been so long since I watched these movies. When Rob Lowe came in again, I'm like, what the fuck?
Totally different kind of bad guy in both movies, but...
My roommate came in, it's like, have you been watching Tommy Boy for like 5 hours? Like, no, Rob Lowe's just in both of these.
I can't stop everything I watch. He just walks into.
Black Mirror episode, just this guy keeps showing up in your toes.
And they're both in the Midwest, like, Aurora, Illinois, and... big part of Tommy Boy there in Illinois, and then Ohio and Michigan and everything. But yeah, I thought it was crazy how much stuff they didn't have the same studio or director, and only one is technically an SNL movie.
Chris Farley shows up in both.
Yeah, it was great. This couldn't have matched up better.
I know, and we just pull these out of our ass. We're not like doing research where it's like, oh man, these sync up. We're just like somewhere in our like addled brains, like there's some neuron that makes this connection. Like that seems like a good idea without any like actual.
Well, I got to shout out Kane. Kane Henry was he recommended this episode. I'll have to ask him if he knew there was a fucking Scanners connection here. Because I don't care how much research I did, I would have never uncovered that they both referenced Scanners.
Yeah, no, knowing Kane, probably that was completely intentional. The entire reason he sent us down this rabbit hole.
But we like to go through the plot of each movie before we get into the rounds. So you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll attempt Wayne's World because, like, holy shit, this is hard on my ADHD. This movie, it whips around. But let me see here. So, if I remember correctly, we start out with a cold open of Wayne's World. And
it's Rob Lowe in bed watching TV.
Oh yeah, with some random chick we never see again.
Nostalgia because it's a Chia Pet commercial and then a Clapper's commercial, and I'm like, this feels right.
Peak 90s commercials where everyone sat down and watched them instead of just hitting the mute.
The Chia Pet song has been stuck in my head for my entire life. So.
Yeah, it's like that and like the bleach, or the Clorox bleach, like jingle and shit. Just like things that were mathematically made to earworm into your brain for decades on end.
It's unfair that they did it for Chia Pets, though, because they don't fucking exist anymore.
Yeah, no. And I've seen people, like, try to remake them. Like, it's just whatever their proprietary formula and brick formation is lost to time. Like,
yeah.
Like the ancient Roman weapons and Colosseum cement. But they do their... Yeah, so Rob Lowe's watching this kind of, like, public access bantering, like, show between these two idiots, which was really just a precursor for... media now, like, not that we're doing anything even remotely similar to this.
right
Yeah, I'm not sitting on a couch talking about some random nerdy shit. But yeah, no, like the whole time I was watching it, it's just like, God, they were just 20 years too early.
A lot of stuff in this movie, I'm like, they were light years ahead of their time.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, because like so much are just so dumb, but there's also like some brilliance in there too. So it's just this weird whiplash going on. But yeah, Rob Lowe sees them on TV, and they're just like doing weird camera tricks and interviewing like, you know, random people. I think it's like the suck and cut guy. I think is the first one, right?
Sorry, say again.
The suck and cut guy, the hair.
Yeah,
which is a real thing apparently.
Yep.
Which I need to go look up the day that was invented, because if that actually some guy went like, hey, you know what, from Wayne's World. I'm
surprised that Lorne Michaels didn't go patent that when they made that movie.
Yeah, right? But yeah, Rob Lowe's in bed with this beautiful woman, and she's like a bit younger than him, and she's laughing at the show, and he's like, oh, young people like this? And she's like, yeah. So calls up his friend and says, hey, I think we got someone we can exploit here. Like, almost like those exact words. Mm-hmm. And yeah, then I think, just cuts to Wayne, and he just immediately breaks the fourth wall by talking to the camera and saying, hi, I'm Wayne, this is Aurora, Illinois, here's my deal. I would love to make money talking about all this random shit on this like little podcast and TV show I have, but that's never gonna happen.
Like I said, even the fourth wall breaking, I was like, they were so far ahead of their time. Like, Deadpool just made a whole fucking movie franchise off of fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, and they were doing this like 30 years earlier. Yeah, it's insane.
Right.
Yeah. Then they head out for a night in the town, I believe. This movie's a fever dream. It's very hard to keep straight in my head. It's very quick.
I do love how heavy his Canadian accent is when he says "party on."
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be from Chicago, and it's just so Canadian.
Yeah, I mean they're geographically close. It's
but all the Chicago suburbs have a very distinct accent that is not quite that Canadian.
Yep. Then they go out night partying in the town. Pick up their buddy Jerry or John, I forget his name is.
Harry,
yeah, who's keeps showing up through the entire movie, but like just like obviously fucked up beyond belief, just like dying on a bench.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. It's just like, what are you doing out at this time? It's just like, no. It's like, you are partied out, bro. I told you not to get partied out. And yeah, like the true homies there, they bring them into the car, and then probably the most iconic scene in the movie, if not in all of cinema, the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, we used to play this in my car in high school, and we had a rule that if you didn't do the singing and the headbanging on cue, that you had to get out of the car, no matter where we were.
I grew up with a group of theater kids, so yeah, it was just like the first three notes, a musical with choreography would like just spawn instantly.
Right.
I heard a thing though. Apparently, they shot that scene for like 4 or 5 hours, and by the end of it, most of them actually had whiplash. Like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You can't headbang that, but you can't rock that hard.
Oh, God, though, like going back and listening to this, though, it's like I get lazy listening to Bohemian Rhapsody because it's just such a dense song. But listening to it again, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually can remember all the lyrics of this song.
Right. Yeah. And it's some weird lyrics to memorize too.
Oh yeah, no, it is. Nothing connects to each other. Verses that are completely different, like musically, from the ones that are attached to it. Yeah, it's an insane song, and apparently, like he had to fight to get it even put in the movie.
That's the thing I wondered during this movie is how much they paid for copyright stuff, because the music in this movie is packed.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is the band might be doing covers of the song, which you can get for, like, dirt cheap.
Those I get, but then you have Alice Cooper in the movie performing Alice Cooper music, and there is just, Queen and other songs throughout the movie, but I'm sure it cost them a decent chunk. They're lucky it was an SNL movie.
It's borderline a musical, like, in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're going around, stops at the guitar shop, lusts after this guitar that he feels he'll never get. Then heads over to the gas pit with the largest fire hazard advertisement I've ever seen.
What, the cars on spikes?
No, that was cool. I think that's just an art thing there. But no, it's like they go to like the bar and like the sign is just on fucking fire, like with like propane tanks the entire time. And it's like, yeah, that's the 80s, and that's probably never gonna go bad. And
when I saw the cars on spikes, I was like, man, talk about how much different the economy is, where they could just put cars on spikes as a fucking decoration.
I thought it was an art piece that was a comment on the disposability of modern culture. But yeah, goes and meets Cassandra, who I did not appreciate enough when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, yeah, it's just like, oh, I think I was 8 the last time I saw this, and had no concept that she was as hot as she was.
Right. And she's an actual, I had looked it up, but she was, first of all, she's Hawaiian.
Yep,
So
not
it's
Chinese.
a little
Racist.
fucked up that they, yeah.
Yellow face, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know. It was super fucked up when I found that out, though. And,
I didn't know that.
But yeah, she was an actual musician and had a Hawaiian band, essentially.
I mean, yeah, she definitely, like, it felt like she was actually singing and playing. Like, she had, like, actual charisma and stage presence and everything.
Well, then throughout the movie, the background music is her singing. So
Yeah,
even when
exactly,
she's
yeah.
not singing in the movie.
She's singing in the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, I think it's... Oh, no, it's... When do they meet, Dave Benjamin and,
It's the same scene. He
Oh,
just
it's the same
pops
scene?
up out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. And he's like, it's like, well, like, he just, like, goes in this whole spiel, because they're trying to sell it to this guy who owns a bunch of arcades, Noah's Arcades, to get,
Yeah,
like, an advertising spot.
Vanderpump,
Yeah.
something Vander.
Vanderpump, yeah, that's it. And so they're basically just trying to find, like, whatever the next viral, like, you know, upcoming thing is, just so they can slide this guy's,
Yeah, they go to the
Arcade
cable
empire.
company and ask where he lives first.
Exactly. And also, yeah, and they're trying to sell the show to this guy before they've even talked to them. So this whole thing comes off, like, super scammy. And, yeah, and they go and just basically wave 2 $5,000 checks in front of their faces, and being the broke motherfuckers that they are, they're just like, yep, thank you. And just
I literally
completely
looked up with inflation how much that is now to see if that was, like, better. It's not. It's $10,000. It's still not
exactly.
enough.
No, yeah. Yeah, so pretty much they unknowingly sign away all the rights to their show, like the property, the idea, the characters, all that shit, to the company, when they're just thinking, like, they frame it like, oh, we're going to pay you $5,000 to do this show. And they're just completely screwing them over. And after that, I think they start going a little, like, spending spree. The first time he meets Cassandra, though.
Yeah, he slips his card to Cassandra, and she thinks that he's hitting on her.
Yeah.
He's not. Though he is.
He is, yeah. He's doing the slow sliding things. I'm not hitting on you. This is a business proposition. Hey, bye. And just, like, walks off, and she's like, oh, all right.
And then you get the Grey Poupon scene when they leave.
Yep, the Grey Poupon scene, which is completely lost in this generation.
I love it. I love how much his voice changes for that little skit, too.
Yep.
Excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
And then I think after that is, I think, yeah, it's Benjamin, right? The name of the guy, invites him up to their apartment to, like, discuss, like, the deals and everything. Cassandra goes up to Wayne and is like, hey, is this guy legit? And he's like, oh, yeah, he's helping me. He's totally legit.
Right.
And, yeah. And,
Somewhere in between there, at the show, they have a rooftop scene where he speaks Cantonese to her.
Oh, he's like, I've just learned a little, and he goes into this, like, long fucking... Oh,
well,
that
he
also
says, like,
reminds me.
2 syllables, and then the subtitles go for, like, 20 whole seconds.
Yeah, and it's like he's also saying these incredibly deep, introspective things, and he's been, like, studying for, like, 2 days at this point or something like that. Oh, that also reminds me of 2 other things I completely forgot about. One is his ex-girlfriend. who
Right, with
shows
the
up
donut
periodically.
shop scene.
Yeah, the donut shop scene, too, which is, I think it's Ed O'Neill, I think is the,
Yes.
the actor. Yeah. We're just
Al
like
Bundy.
yeah. So yeah, we just walk into this donut shop, and Wayne and Garth are just kind of describing what's going on, and then yeah, Ed O'Neill just like fucking takes the camera by sheer force of personality. It's like, why is it when you kill a man in war they call you a hero, but you kill him in a moment of passion, you're a murderer? And Wayne's like, no, I only get to stop the camera. Back over here. No, just like no, I want to go back.
So 2 things I love in this scene is that when they're all sitting there, you can hear the sound of slurping like through drinks, and if you look, Garth is drinking a donut. He has a straw stuck into a donut.
Oh no, there's so many like background gags in this, like little quick things. It's so fucking dense.
And then the joke where she's like, I got you a gun rack, and he's like, I don't have a gun, let alone enough guns to necessitate an entire gun rack.
She gets all offended and everything, and they keep calling her a hose beast, I think is like the... And it's weird, because I do feel bad for her, because like, and even he does at one point, when he's in Cantonese, he's like saying, it's like she's really annoying, but also in some way I feel like partially responsible for making her this way. It's like this really deep, introspective,
And then she
self-aware
just
monologue.
fucking physically destroyed the rest of the movie.
Oh yeah, no, she's just a slapstick gag after that. I think like the end, she's like missing teeth and a black eye and like crutches and shit.
Yeah, and then when they're on the roof, they're talking in Cantonese, and she's like trying to dance off with some guy to make Wayne jealous, and then they crash through a fucking skylight.
Yeah, no, and I feel bad for the poor old girl. Like, the worst thing she did was, like, she was a little clingy. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
She's just, like, physically abused throughout the... She's as physically abused in this as Rob Lowe is in fucking Tommy Boy. Which is saying something.
And nobody cares when she falls from the wind station.
Yeah, it's like the entire town, like, hates her, like, or, like,
right.
It's like a unified force. Like, what did this woman do?
Well, I do love when she talks to Garth, and she's like, well, he won't pay attention to me, what should I do? And he's like, move on, find somebody else. She's like, okay. Just grabs a guy.
Yeah. Just for, to make him jealous. But yeah, that whole scene is great. But yeah, talking on the roof, does Cantonese. The relationship is cemented, I suppose, at that moment. I think shortly after that, it's a sex scene, which is...
Yeah, it's hard to keep track. And I do love that when they do that, though, that it comes up on the screen and says gratuitous sex scene. And he looks at it and goes, nice.
Yeah, and the most we see is fucking Mike Myers. Like, it's all Wayne. Like,
that's great.
It's his taint, it's his balls, it's his ass, and she's, like, pretty much fully clothed and under a sheet the entire time.
And he's still wearing socks.
Yeah.
But one thing I like, is after he speaks Cantonese with her, when they're in Rob Lowe's apartment... and he starts speaking Cantonese, they're all like, wow. I'm like, you just did it. Yeah. You just did it.
Yeah, but I think, like, he was doing it better. Like, it's
I guess.
It's lost on us, because, like, but I'll say, like, Wayne sounded like someone doing, like, Cantonese as a joke, because there was a few, like, like, stuff like that in there. It's just like, okay, we're making a little bit of a joke here, where it actually sounded like Rob Lowe was speaking Cantonese.
Yeah. I also like that in his apartment, when he's supposed to be, like, this total womanizer, he goes through and just finds a bunch of books on how to talk to women.
Yeah. While they're having, it's like just this conversation, Garth just breaks off and just starts like rummaging through this guy's entire house and life and everything.
He's like, if I was Wayne, I would not bring her here. This is a certified babe lair.
Yeah, and even like, I guess like, I don't know. Cassandra's kind of weird because like she kind of seems like she's into it a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
She's not. Yeah, she's kind of flaky in this fucking movie. I mean, she's totally seems like she's into him. Totally acts impressed with a lot of the stuff he does. And then what she gets mad at Wayne over is totally not cool. Honestly, what everybody gets mad at Wayne for is not cool. He gets fired, and everybody's like, "You dick."
Yeah, it's like, you left us. I'm like, I know, I got fired, and then I told you to fuck off, and I got fired. But yeah, going into that, they all sign the contracts. Cassandra signs one too to like make a music video with him, and they all go to like the first night of like recordings. I think at this point, right?
I don't know, man. I'm looking through my notes, and it's hard to keep track of what happens when. I got that. I know there's the hockey scene somewhere in here.
Yeah, where they're playing hockey. That's the thing. It's like there's so many vignettes in this that you could like pull out one place and pop it into another. That it's just like hard to keep track of some of the shit.
Yeah, I know. At some point when they're at that, when they go to that concert, they meet Alice Cooper.
Yep. Well, that's so that happens after the apartment scene because he's trying to get Cassandra alone and like get Wayne out of the picture so he can like, choose her for the day. Yeah, that's right. So they go to is it Milwaukee?
Milwaukee, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper does that whole speech about Milwaukee and where the name came from, which is a recurring bit from SNL, where every time he interviews the rock stars, he's just like, "You like to party and all that," and they're always like these genius philosophers, and he's just like, "Cool." Alice Cooper says Milwaukee came from the Native Americans, and they partied with the French, and he's just like, "These guys know how to party," and they're just like, "Fuck you, dude."
And then at one point they just break down and go like, "We're not worthy," that whole thing, and he just puts out his ring for them to kiss, like just like without missing a beat. And they go on a tour for a beer factory, and like just realize yet again, like in the show, they get distracted in the movie and like start doing random shit. They're like, "Oh wait, we're doing random shit." Get back to the plot, like It's the like literally like if ADD incarnate is a movie, it'd be Wayne's World. It's insane. So then they're being schmoozed by like the tickets to Alice Cooper. And then after that is the first night because they like have to run back to rehearsals because like they get there right before the which the other thing I guess they're getting out of the way so they didn't see like all the setup and shit.
Yeah, they got their ad-ridden studio now with somebody else singing the Wayne's World song.
Yeah, it's just like
and I did Look up who sang the Wayne's World song because the voice sounded vaguely familiar, and he was oh, I might have lost it, but he does the songs in a bunch of famous stuff. Like I think Caddyshack might be one of them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I heard that voice, and it was such a '90s commercial voice.
Yeah, so then he goes back to his show and realizes the entire thing's been like undercut and corrupted by like corporate media and stuff, and he's just basically becoming an ad system to deliver like a message about this guy's arcade games. And he gets cue cards, and he's like, "Oh yeah, can I get the marker so you make some notes?" And it goes on, just like puts all this derogatory shit on the back of the cue cards while he's like interviewing like the owner of this arcade company. That's like, sponsoring the entire show now, and it's like, this man has no penis, this man has sex with goats, like all this great stuff, and everyone in the booth is like losing their minds, and the guy like can't see it, and he thinks he's having a great time and doesn't like think anything bad about it at all. Wayne gets called up to the booth and fired, and he's like runs out in the entire production. And then it like cuts back to Garth, and that's when we get our Scanners reference.
You guys ever see Scanners?
Yeah.
I also love the camera guy walking up to Van der Hoff's wife, and he's like, "Do I frighten you?" And she's like, "No." And he's like, "Do you want me to?"
Oh yeah, I wish those guys had names. Like I think they do, but they're not. They're like a unit. They're like the Canker sisters or something. They just kind of like move around, and they're never seen apart from each other.
Well, I know Terry's name, the I love you guy.
Oh yeah.
Also, I don't remember when this happened, but the first time that they're at the airport and they're just laying on the car and Garth is whistling the Star Trek song.
Oh,
Two
yeah,
things.
beautifully.
First, they actually did that. The plane, that's why they had so much time to banter, is because they're waiting for a plane to come over for the scene. So when Garth says "Did you ever get turned on when Bugs Bunny would dress like a girl?" And Mike Myers like, "No." That was not scripted. That's his legit reaction. He's like, "No." And he's like, "Me either."
Yeah, none of us did, and that'd be a totally weird thing to have happen.
But that's just them dicking around while they wait on a plane for the scene.
Yep.
So yeah, then he gets fired, and they go back to the airport.
Yeah,
And
I
he's like,
guess they
"You're
didn't talk
leaving me."
I guess they didn't talk the entire way there.
Yeah, you would think that he would at least hang out and wait for Garth to get done after he got fired. And then they have a conversation on the way there, like you said.
Yeah, but no, I guess they just sat there silently, or maybe they met up there or something, but they only have one car, the Mirthmobile.
Yeah, they have the Mirthmobile.
Yeah, which has a red vine dispenser in the ceiling.
Dude,
which...
I fucking want that. I love that. I don't know where that came from, but I want it in my car. Maybe not red vines, but...
Yeah, if it wasn't for me living in California and ants, I would love that. But
yeah,
it'd be horrible. Yeah, but then they break up in like the shortest breakup ever. And Garth is like, "Hey, Benjamin's trying to bang Cassandra, right?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh shit, you're right."
And how he didn't pick up on that and Garth did.
Yeah, Garth has way more emotional intelligence than Wayne in a weird way. Yeah, then I think he like runs to her shoot, like where like they're doing the whole Tarzan Amazon
She's got the
thing.
snake and
yeah, and it's terrible. It's like super cliche and it's not going well, and Wayne just assumes the whole thing's like a setup just to get laid, but it's like
I
actually
love that
still,
part.
yeah, still a legitimate photo shoot. It's like
there's no film in this camera.
Just kills all the fucking shots of the day, and God, just how long that spools. It's like a fucking 2-minute scene. It's like going the entire time. Yeah, so then
he got the Oscar-nominated scene when he was like, "I love you. I've always loved you." She's like, "Get lost, Wayne." And then, the quickest turnaround, he gets to the car, and then he walks up to her with the snake, and she's like, "Is that the snake?" And he's like, "Wait up, Wayne," and then runs and gets in the car.
I guess that she didn't get he was trying to fuck her up until that point either, until he pressed his erection into her back. Oh god, also, that was a part I do vaguely remember that made me a little uncomfortable, was the whole swing part, where it's like, "This lady gives us a boner! Whoa, we're going up there!" It's like, okay, yeah, that didn't age too great. Cool. That was funny when I was 8.
Before this, right? Yeah, when he's going to go get Cassandra, is when they're at the donut shop, and they are planning this whole plan to get Cassandra on air so that Mr. Big from Sharp Records can see her. And, the whole donut shop is helping Wayne with this plan.
Yeah,
And,
so convoluted.
Yeah.
Bouncing signals off of satellites and shit. Like, it's insane.
And he goes and opens that door. He's like, "What's your plan?" He opens the door. There's a bunch of people like doing ninja CIA training, and he's like, "What are they gonna do?" And he's like, "Nothing. I just always wanted to open up a door to a James Bond training scene." And shuts it.
Oh, then we had another Ed O'Neill classic moment in that. It's like, yeah, you know what I want to do it to him? He's like, yeah. You wanted to rip out his black heart and show it to him still beating, so he knows how evil he was. It's like, oh.
He's like, "I was thinking about calling my union and filing a grievance." He's like, yeah. He says something about seeing the steam come up when you stab a man in the dead of winter.
Oh yeah, it's like when you would have stabbed a man in the dead of winter, you see the steam come off his wounds. Native Americans said it was his soul leaving their body. It's just like, Jesus Christ, I need to know this guy's deal.
One weird set thing with the donut shop, I don't understand why, but when they're in the donut shop, you can see a sign on the building across the street for the donut shop. And I'm like, why is the sign over there? Just so you know the name while they're sitting here?
I guess they made that extra sign. It was just like fill the background. They're hoping the definition would be so shitty no one noticed. It's a lot of that in old movies. But yeah, super quick turnaround. She comes with him. They go to the donut shop and plan this extremely convoluted, like digital broadcast directly to the head of a record company's car, who Chris Farley told them way too much information about.
That was hilarious. When he tells them, and they walk away, they're like, "That's totally normal for a security guard to know all that, right?"
Yeah, it's like, no, apparently a lot of that shit, like the comments on the jokes were studio notes that they put directly into the script.
No shit.
Yeah, it was like that security guard seemed to have a little too much information for this specific thing, and it's just like they just put that verbatim into the script.
That's incredible. That's what makes this movie, in my opinion, is all the little fourth wall jokes and everything.
Yep.
And the camera 1, camera 2 thing, I always did that when I was a kid.
Just watch the shift.
Yeah.
So they hack into the broadcast, do a live show of Cassandra.
They get that dude that's the lackey or whatever on their side, too.
That's it, too. Yeah. I forget his name, but he's in a lot of stuff.
Fucking takes the flashlight, takes it apart like it's a gun.
Yeah. Just starts, he's cool.
And then when they're in the car, and he's like, "I love you, man." He's like, "I know." He's like, "You just need to say thank you."
And then it all wraps up in possibly one of the most disappointing endings in cinematic history. Where first they do the bad ending, where they lose the show, Cassandra doesn't get her deal, Cassandra breaks up with him and gets back with Benjamin, and cuts to like the next day in Hawaii with her and Benjamin just having had passionate sex, and
right.
Then just Garth and Wayne just like slide in from fucking stage right. Then they do the Scooby-Doo ending. Which
was great, because they set that up way at the beginning, where they're meeting everybody at the donut shop. And like Mr. Jenkins, he's, "How's the amusement park going?" He's like, "Great." And just kind of looks around.
Old man Jenkins. And it was like, okay, now let's do the super happy ending. And then just, God, that CEO has to be someone's friend. Like, that was...
Right.
No,
that's the actual CEO of Sharp Records.
Oh, well, that would explain it then.
Yeah. His name is not Mr. Big, but that was Mr. Sharp, CEO of Sharp Records.
He's like, "I am the CEO of Sharp Records. I would like to offer you a record deal. You are amazing. Here is my card and money." It's like literally that.
I've never heard you do that accent before. You need to do that more.
My card and money. There's one of my favorite accents coming up in Curse of Strahd. You'll know it when you see it.
That's amazing. Yeah, there's the mega happy ending, the bad ending. The mega happy ending comes after the Scooby-Doo one.
Yeah, and then it's just like, we get everything we wanted, yeah!
And then that's the end. Yeah, they don't ever say a real ending. There's like a little cutscene during the credits. That
First after credits, hey, yet again, ahead of their time.
Right. Which is just them doing a tiny bit of commentary on the movie, and then...
And it's like, I think they're not going to tell us to leave. They're just going to, fade to black. Oh, shit, they faded to black. Told you. And, that's the end of the movie. Literally, the credits in there, and it's just like...
Which is funny, but even in a comedy movie was kind of so unsatisfying.
Feel like they were trying to do some kind of meta joke in the same way that Monty Python and the Holy Grail like just kind of ends as like a fuck you to the audience, but it just didn't like land.
Have you seen Wayne's World 2?
I have. I think I've seen it more than I've seen the first one, but I also can't remember a single fucking thing about it.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember a damn thing about it. So I don't remember if that answers any of my questions about was there a real ending.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I think like him and Cassandra aren't together in the second one, if I remember correctly. But
which would make sense. They probably couldn't afford her for the second movie.
Yeah, I was like, you need to play a Chinese person again. It's like you're lucky you got the first one.
Yeah, super. Like, there's no way they couldn't find an actual, or just let her be Hawaiian. You know?
Yeah, that's just as cool.
All right, well, let me try to get through Tommy Boy here.
Yeah, it's a little more coherent.
First thing I want to say is that when it opens, the music reminds me of The Simpsons. Mm-hmm. And just, again, every time we watch one of these 90s, early 2000s movies, I so miss, like, movie scores.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so nostalgic. But it opens with almost Ferris Bueller type scene with Tommy
even
Boy.
To say The Simpsons is very much like the opening couch scene where you're just like running through this like, Midwestern town.
Right. Tommy Boy chasing the bus. Richard rides by on a bike, makes fun of him. Smoke comes out of the bus, and then it just cuts to present day Tommy Boy. Like, you didn't need that scene at all.
No. Well, I guess it's in the fact that it shows he has never matured. Like, he's still doing the exact same shit he was at 8, essentially. Like, mentally. Like, he's still late for the fucking bus. He never learned his lesson. And, like, well, what we find out is actually probably closer to 2 decades later, because if he's like...
Right.
They keep saying, it's like, yeah, you were in college for like 10 years, right?
Yeah. So he's running through yards and shit, just like Ferris Bueller, way less smooth, like runs head first into a fence, and then he's leaned up against the doors. He's like, please let me in for the love of God!
Losing his books, losing his lunch, all this shit.
But right out of the gates, the first time he yells, I'm just like... This is the major difference, because this whole movie, like, I will say the writing in Wayne's World, they write really excellently, like, comedic stuff. Yeah. Tommy Boy, anything Chris Farley says is fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. It's just, like, every single movement has, like, 100% of his body weight and momentum behind it. It's, No, he moves like a 300-pound ballerina. It's insane.
Right. No, he was, like, low-key super athletic. And, like, you see that in the... documentaries about Farley and stuff. It's impressive. And he was really good at football.
Yeah, he just bust out this fucking cartwheels and shit too, like.
Yeah, you see I'll bring that up in a minute, but when they're doing the factory tour, and I'm like, this must be where they decided to put him in Beverly Hills Ninja when he starts doing all those karate moves. And I'm like, he's really limber. But yeah, he goes in to take his test, like his last final apparently to graduate college. Makes the joke of which founding father, blank Hancock, which is like, there's no college test that's like that.
No,
it's fill
like
in the blank with multiple
test.
choice. And he's like, writes down Herbie.
Yep.
And thus begins one of the most quoted jokes of all time, Herbie Hancock. And shortly after he says, holy shnikes, which is also one of the most quoted things ever. Mm-hmm. But then it shows him standing outside the classroom where they put the test results, which is another thing I don't really think they did for every single finals test. But he gets a D+, and he's like, I passed.
Yes. I know that feeling. I know that feeling well.
Yes, I also know that feeling, and getting excited for a D+, which I don't know if it counts as passing anymore, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes back home, and, immediately David Spade is there to pick him up from the airport and tell him he's dumb sack of shit.
Oh, yeah, that's just his, like, mechanism in this movie. Just, if he sees Chris Farley doing something, just immediately shoots him down.
And there's so much random stuff in this movie that happens with a lot of things I watched a lot when I was little, but like the M&Ms going into the dashboard is for some reason was so seared into my brain from watching it when I was little. And he's like, yeah, I'm sure that's going to be good for the Angie. He's like, it's okay, they have a thick candy shell.
You have a thick candy shell. Your brain
and he's like, you're the one with the shell on it. But goes back home, goes to his dad's house, who's the owner of Callahan. I think they just make brake pads.
No, I think they make everything. The brake pad is the new division. That's like the whole thing. It's like they just spent like a huge ass loan from the bank to like build out this new like wing of the factory, basically.
Who is his dad played by? Because I love that actor.
Don't know his name off the top of my head.
Big Tom, Brian Dennehy. Yeah, I love that guy. But what I love about this movie is what a lot of comedies would have done is the trope to be, since Tommy Boy is an idiot, is that his dad would be annoyed with him, ashamed of him, and his dad just loves his fucking guts.
Oh, dude, yeah, like can see no flaws in his child. Like, he's just perfect. It's like nepotism on full display. Because, like, it's like he gets, like, a brand new office and everything, right? And, like, David Spade, Richard comes in, he's like, oh, yeah, office, window, first day, huh? Fuck you.
Yeah, even though like the foremans on the ground are like, "Fuck you!" Like, you only got this job because your dad. Why don't you go back to college for 7 years? When he tries to correct them, and he was like, "They're going to Columbus, which should be 1 day, but you've got 2." And he's like, "Yeah, that's because it's in Georgia." He's like, "See, this is a city than a state." But I love the vibe with him and his dad, which I think adds to my nostalgia for this movie because I watched it a lot with my dad. And yeah, they hammer that home how much his dad loves him, which makes what happens after hit so much harder for me because I'm like, this movie for me is going to be something I can watch when my dad's gone to like feel connected to him. And if that's true, that means I have to relive that every time I watch this.
It's going to be like watching Up every single time you're trying to watch Tommy Boy at this point. He's got to get through the first 15 minutes.
Big Tom introduces Tommy to his new bride-to-be, who is played by Bo Derek.
Bo Derek.
I never got this, man. My dad thought she was the hottest woman on earth, and I never understood it.
I'll say this. If you have not seen the Bo Derek Tarzan...
I have.
Yeah. Really? No interest after that?
Not really.
Nah,
my dad said the same thing. He showed me the same poster, or like the weird swimsuit issue of Sports Illustrated, I think, where she's got cornrows for some reason.
That was weird.
But yeah, she's played out to be a major babe. She comes out of the water, and Tommy goes, "Is that for me?"
And his dad, taking no offense, like, "No, son, that's for me."
I was like, who the fuck says that?
It's like, is his dad buying him prostitutes regularly?
He might. And it might have been like, we need to get this out of the way before he does something illegal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 'cause he's just, like, drunk and a stoner, and we get to see an 80s bong, which I thought was fun.
That was great. That scene was so 90s, where it shows everybody's wearing fucking flannel.
Yep.
And they have, do the bong stand, and he passes out and falls through the coffee table. That was hilarious. But, yeah, he says we're getting married, and Bo Derek says, "I have a son, so you're going to have a brother." And he gets so goddamn excited.
He's like, "I have a brother!"
And then Rob Lowe rings the doorbell.
Oh, no, before that, we get introduced to Rob Lowe, in which he assaults 2 children.
Oh, yeah.
Within the span of 3 seconds. Like, there's a kid making a face, and the bus he went off, and he just, like, hits the window, the kid's face is pressed up against, like, the kid falls out of frame. Then he, like, throws a fucking beer can at a fucking baby, like, going behind the fucking bassinet.
Yeah, 2 very different bad guy vibes between these movies. Like, him in Wayne's World kind of makes me think of American Psycho, like, just sleek business guy. And then this one, he's just a total scumbag. And, like, his stuff isn't working out for him at all most of the movie.
No, I'd say he probably suffers the most in this movie of any character.
Yeah.
And considering, like, you're the straight man opposite Chris Farley, like, being David Spade, that's saying something. He should have suffered way more.
He shows up at the door. Another iconic line, at least in my household it was, where he goes, "Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug."
Yeah, and he's just not into it at all.
He plays it off briefly, but, like, shortly after this, I'm like, how did nobody think something was off with these people they're just meeting?
Yeah, and also it's like, not to pry, but, like, I think the age difference, you would have to have him, like, 12 or something like that.
Right.
Like,
yeah, Rob Lowe was not exactly a young man in this.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they did look a little younger than he did in Wayne's World, which is impressive considering like when these came out. But
Well, I think it's the clothes. In Wayne's World, he's
Yeah.
wearing like the shittiest business casual clothes ever. And in this one, he's immediately leather jacket and cool guy haircut and constantly drinking from a brown paper bag.
Yep.
But then they start the wedding, huge lavish wedding. One of my favorite parts is Richard going around with the camcorder, and everybody's drunk already, and he goes up to one of the guys on the board, and he was like, "I'd love to give me a piece of that," and he's like, "Good Lord!" He's like,
You have to delete that. He's like pointing the camera at himself, like when the song's going on, lip syncing and shit with it.
Yeah, then he calls Tommy up during his toast to sing a song with him that they have choreographed, which I just imagined tiny, young, fat Tommy doing songs with his dad, which I thought was adorable.
Yep.
And then Big Tom has a heart attack and dies, which,
Yeah.
rewatching this, for some reason in my memory, I thought it came out later that they poisoned him or something to get the
Yeah,
money.
no.
He just dies.
Yeah, no, I think they even mentioned later where it's like we were planning on doing some shady shit in like 2 or 3 years, but he just fucking died in a wedding day.
Right.
Cool. Like,
I will say, though, in real life, obviously this is a slapstick comedy, so it's not... I don't expect realism, but there would be such a huge investigation into this because he's a huge, well-known businessman. The board would be investigating because they would want her shares that she just got.
yeah, day of the wedding too is like super fucking suspicious. Like,
Exactly. There would be disputes. The board would dispute her claim to the shares.
yeah, it would have been locked up in fucking court for years, like before anything fucking happened. But it's like, okay, yeah, he's dead. This has happened here. Like, everything's gonna dissolve in fucking 30 seconds if nothing happens.
Right. And then for such an over-to-the-top comedy, they have a really great, like, sad scene. As soon as you hear bagpipes for any death in a movie, it's always going to hit you in the feels. Feel like bagpipes were solely invented to make you sad.
Well, to make you sad, make you afraid. I think those is like battle and death were like the two things. It just sounds like someone going, ah! as like loud as they can, basically, in pitch.
God damn it. So yeah, there's just this little like 2-minute scene of Tommy walking around sad while bagpipes play. And then they're in a board meeting. They're like, we're way out over our skis. He took out a bunch of money for this.
Bank's not
Tom,
giving us any
bank
more
won't loan
loans
him
'cause-
anymore. Tommy offers up his shares as collateral.
and his
Like,
house.
Yeah. That's a lot. He offered up a lot. And the thing that gets me is they're like, wow, you'd really do that, Tommy? And they're like, but who's going to go sell this? I'm like, you guys don't hire salesmen?
Yeah, like you just got like a massive influx of cash. Like fucking like go get like 2 aces or something and
Right.
like, fucking have them sell. Like
Like, Tommy can do it. And they're like, you don't know the first thing about brake pads. He's like, I don't, but he does. And then points at Richard.
He's like, no.
And so they head to the road to go around to... This is a terrible business plan. They just go to every random, even like mom and pop auto shops, which I guess I don't really know how that would have worked in the 90s. That might be how it worked.
I mean,
But-
there's a traveling salesman was a thing for years until like the proliferation of like telephones and online like sales and shit.
Yeah, but you would think with a company this huge, like, they'd just be like, there's a new thing in our catalog this month.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Isn't that huge though? Because the entire town they're in is like dying. Like all the other factories are closing, and like they apparently just have one location. So
Right, but every shop they go to, everybody knows the company name. They're like, and the guy trying to buy them. That's the other thing they say in the board meeting is that Solinsky Motors is trying to buy us out. He's like, I want the
Yes.
name. Everybody knows the name. I just want the name on the box.
Yep, and no, but I think that's the whole thing though. Is I think they're like a much smaller company, but they're like it's that company that's like tiny but known for their quality. Is like their whole thing.
Right, and they only go through the Midwest apparently, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they start touring the Midwest, going to shops, and the first one literally is a dumpster fire. Like, he
Yeah.
does the
Like, yeah.
one of the most iconic comedy scenes of all time, where he's playing with the cars on the desk, and he's like,
Oh
"Here's
God,
you."
the children are dead.
Coroner gets out. Oh my God!
It's gonna blow. Just lights it on fire and just leaves it on his desk burning.
He's like, "Get out!" They start trying
Yeah.
to blow it out. But yeah, keep going to places. Richard's telling me fucking sucks.
Yeah, but Richard fucking sucks too because he only knows like the stats basically.
Right.
Like,
And he even says, like, you try it then. And he goes in there, and the most Midwestern thing I've ever seen, the guy is like, I don't like you. You're little and you talk down to people.
yeah.
But,
Then they go to the diner, I think, is the big turning
yeah,
point,
they keep
right?
striking out, and then they go to the diner, and you have the scene where he talks the waitress into making chicken wings even though the kitchen's closed.
Yeah, and David Spade, or Richard realizes, like, oh my god, like, he's actually, like, weird enough to fuck people's minds up that they'll buy things from him.
And then right after that, they have the quick turnaround. Like the next place they go, the guy's like, no, you don't have a guarantee on the box. And he's like, chicken wings. And then makes his sale. And
Yeah, and the place of the sales like, I could shit in a box and say guaranteed on it if that would make you feel better.
the other thing I like when they are striking out is when he's like, we don't take no for an answer. And then it cuts to, they're like, no. And he's like, okie dokie.
Yeah, just instantly caves. Oh yeah, and while all this is happening, though, we have Rob Lowe and Bo Derek trying to sabotage their like sales process.
Yeah, once they start making sales, and there's a little tidbit there with Tommy's girlfriend where she's like, I don't believe in filing cabinets. And she's like, the one person department.
God, that is like the least believable this woman is attracted to a man I've ever seen. Like in my head, I'm like, she's just trying to get in with the next CEO of the company.
Right. Because right out of the gate, she's like, hi, Tommy.
Yeah, do you remember me? We were in high school together. And like, she's been there.
Right. And when I do like the part though when they're on the boat after his dad dies in the pond, and he keeps yelling at the kids, and then she stands up and just screams this epic line.
It's like, I know where you sleep, you little shits. I will kill your entire family.
It's like your mothers will cry when they see what I've done to you.
Yeah, they're like, oh fuck. So there's a little chemistry there, but it's like all on her end. Chris Farley is just being Chris Farley, and somehow that's
just
charming.
like, that was awesome.
Yeah, it literally feels like a 12-year-old trying to flirt with like a 35-year-old woman. It's so
yes,
awkward.
it definitely did, because they're sitting on that tiny boat, and he's the only one with a life jacket. I'm like, this feels like borderline taking advantage of the mentally handicapped.
Yeah, like, it definitely gave off that vibe where it's like Tommy probably needed some special classes, but was sheltered by his dad's money his entire life, and the vultures are starting to circle now that old man's dead.
Well, and then all the places that go to make sales, they're like, did you eat paint chips as a kid?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. He never says no.
Did you live below power lines as a kid? Why?
He's like, why does everyone keep asking me that?
But yeah, they start racking up the sales, and Rob Lowe comes into her office. No password needed, no nothing. Just start deleting numbers and typing different shit.
It's the 90s.
And so they
yeah, his whole sabotage scheme, though, almost gets him killed, like, several times. Like,
yeah.
Well, for the first one, is just his fault. He pisses on a fucking, like, generator that's in, like, the back, or, like, a fucking substation that's in the back of an alley and, like, parks himself. And
he's like an evil Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, he's, like, the least effective villain, like, ever. He, like, tries to shoot out gas tanks to make the trucks explode, I think, is, like, one of the plans at one point. And, like, he, like, misfires and, like, knocks a sign off and like gets attacked by a dog, gets released by the sign coming down, and
it's insane, dude. Oh, another thing, when they do the cow tipping scene at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
I guess I missed when they had water pumps at gas stations, like on the gas pump. So when I was a kid, I was just like, you can just spray yourself down with gasoline to clean yourself off.
I mean, it's a solvent, so it probably would get
things
off pretty quickly. Oh,
but
God,
yeah, he fucks the plan, gets his shirt sucked off.
Yep, dejacketed by the pneumatic tube.
And then you get like the creepy hotel scene with Richard watching a woman in the pool.
Yeah,
and then Tommy catches him.
I mean, to be fair, that woman did get naked in a public place, so her
also fucking strange as shit. Yeah, like it's an enclosed courtyard where literally everyone can see you.
Yeah, it's unnecessary of a scene because the woman's not a character in the movie.
That seemed like a 90s SNL movie thing. Like,
yeah, it's just we need boobs.
National
like
Lampoons.
Yeah, or like Christmas Vacation, all that shit. Yeah,
yes, yeah.
We just need our obligatory boobs because it's the 90s and they're hard to come by.
And I love Tommy catches him and just keeps giving him shit for it. He's like, "Were you watching? Who's that comedian, Buddy Wackett?"
Hey, it's like your favorite team, the Yankees.
And even when they're in bed, he's like, "Who was your favorite little rascal? Was it Alfalfa or Spanky?" Singer. And then Richard comes to their door and says that they made the last sale they needed to make so we can go home. And literally as soon as they get back, they're like, "We fucked all the orders up."
Yep. Yeah, Pablo sent them all the wrong places, and everyone's pissed and canceling shit. And
I'm like, somebody surely would have had to catch this beforehand. But again, it's just a over-the-top comedy.
Yep.
And then when he goes and says something to her, he's like, "Why don't you just have a filing cabinet?" She's like, "I suck. I'm sorry." And I'm like, "You do suck." Somehow they entrusted you by yourself to keep records for this company.
Yeah, there's no oversight. There's no check like on the way out or anything like that, or redundancy. It's just, one lady with a stack of papers, and it's worked so far.
Oh, one other thing we miss in here that's vital to the movie is when they're at like the carnival or whatever the fuck it is, when he pees on the fence is so creepy and definitely inspired the era of stepmom porn. Where he's like, "Mommy," and she's like, "Don't call me that." And they start
but she
making
did something
out.
she did something creepy like 2 seconds before that. Like
She grabs his ear and like yanks him out there. So fucked.
I have found a reason for that weird influx of step parent sibling porn though. It's the divorce rate.
Actual. Well, yeah.
It's because 50% of families end in divorce. So there's a massive influx of people living with this other random teenager and older person that they don't know and isn't genetically related to them. So
the step-sister thing, I kind of get, but the stepmom thing, as someone who had a stepmother that loves them, super creepy.
All depends on what age.
Yeah,
I guess.
At
18, and like,
she was around when I was 4, so
yeah, exactly, imprinted. But yeah, like if just Bo Derek shows up and you're 27.
That's true. I guess if my dad got remarried to like Sydney Sweeney,
right? And I'm just saying, shit happens.
But they fuck up the orders. Tommy comes up with the plan to go to try and talk Zelensky out of buying him out, while simultaneously his girlfriend's at the airport to run away. Like, you just decided to move? But she sees Bo Derek and Rob Lowe making out at the airport. So she starts trying to haul ass back because cell phones aren't a thing.
Also, Ray Zelensky, played by the great Crystal Skull Vodka man himself, Dan Aykroyd.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful SNL cameo. He fucking nails it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They go to Zelensky. I love that. As soon as he walks in, he's looking around for Zelensky. He's like, "Listen up, this is only going to take a second." Everybody hits the ground because it's fucking Detroit.
Yeah, cops just slide him their guns, or the security just slides them their guns and gets to the floor. He's like, "I have to leave," which starts the chain of like so many felonies.
It shows the cops getting interviewed too. Like, he's like, "After he struck me in the head with a hammer many, many times."
Oh, one thing we did forget to mention is the car, which is its own character in this. Which, starts off with the M&Ms, progresses to Chris Farley bending the door completely backwards at the gas station.
Right.
And then
when he opens it, knocks on, he goes, "Richard, what'd you do?"
Then they hit the deer, and the deer fucking destroys it. And I think there's like one or two other things that happen to it, but it's like basically the Bluesmobile by the time it gets back to fucking Illinois.
Yeah, dude. Oh, and then that scene where they're listening, they're going back and forth with the music, and I don't remember the name of this song, but they land on, like, "You can change it if you want to." He's like, "Oh, no, you change it. The song sucks." And then it cuts to them weeping. "Don't you remember when you said that you love me, baby?"
Well, that one, and like they try to do "End of the World as We Know It," and neither of them fucking know it.
By this point in the movie, they have a baby gate as the driver's side door.
Yeah, the roof is a tarp.
When they come up with the plane to go talk to Zelensky, they're driving drunk.
Yep.
Richard is extremely drunk.
Oh yeah, because like the whole thing fell apart, and he's just fucking sad drinking.
Yeah, and then they get pulled over, and he's like, "A little something my dad taught me." And they pull over, and he's like, "Bees, for the love of God, save yourselves!"
And the cops are like, "We're both allergic to bees. We'll come back and check on you later."
I'm like, I wonder how many people actually tried that, because it's low key kind of genius.
Yeah, and I mean, all it takes is the cops not knowing that bees don't fly at night, and you're golden.
And then I like Richard's puking off to the side. He's like, "Oh, I puked on an anthill. They're pissed." The little things in this movie make it.
No, so yeah, all the little slapsticks and moments are like too numerous to even remember that like all make the thing. Yeah, even like Chris Farley like peeing on the side of the road while David Spade drives away. It's just like it's little things like
it's like, what the hell?
While like shimmying sideways, still peeing.
Oh, and then when he beats his ass on the side of the road before the diner scene.
Yeah.
He does. He's like, do I have a mark on my face? He's like, not here or here so much, but right here.
Yeah, the whole thing where he's like talking shit about the punches. He just picks up a 2x4, cracks him like, that was a good one.
Which is a tropey joke in any movie, but when Farley does it, masterpiece. So they accidentally rob a bank in this tower.
Yep.
I thought Zelensky owned the tower. Not sure why there's a bank. But
yeah, it's just his offices are there or something. I don't know.
Right. So they accidentally rob the bank. They go upstairs. They're talking to Zelensky. He essentially says, "I understand what you're saying, but I don't fucking care. I need to make money." And then right as he goes to close the door, he sees Bo Derek, Rob Lowe are in the board meeting. He's like, "Why is my family in there?"
Yeah, he's so innocent. He's still like, that's his first. Like, it's my family. Like, not these two random people that like he met like a month ago.
And then they get outside because they get kicked out. His girlfriend comes back. He's like, "Yeah, they're fucking you over," and he was like, "I can't believe it." And then immediately sees some road flares. It's like, "All right, time to make a fucking bomb vest."
Felony number 2. Yeah, there's a lot of things that wouldn't fly today. The suicide bomb vest.
Oh, especially that one. So you know something is pre 9/11.
Yeah. Well, then we'll get to what happens after that, which would be like a whole another like fucking felony, but the plane.
Yeah, they run in, threaten the building with the bomb vest. They take him up to the boardroom. He takes the news crew with him to put Zelensky on the spot and say, like, you know, it's not just the company, it's the 300 people that work there in this town that will not live without it.
Yeah, and Zelensky's whole persona that he's crafted is like, I love the American worker, and like, so he can't fucking like back out of the deal without looking like a dick.
And he even mutters when he's signing it, he is like, "It's not going to matter after I sign this, we're still going to buy it." Like,
yeah, I'm selling it to myself, essentially, at this point. It's fine. Thanks for the publicity.
And I don't know why he didn't keep the camera crew in there for what happens afterwards.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the camera goes off.
His family's privacy? I don't know.
I guess. And then they point out that they're actually married, that those aren't the real names. Bo Derek and Rob Lowe are together. Rob Lowe has a bunch of warrants for his arrest. I'm like, how did none of this come up during the process of getting a marriage license?
Yeah. And then, Rob Lowe just, like, dips out and fucking leaves Bo Derek in the office.
And Zelensky is like, I just realized his name is Zelensky.
Yep.
It didn't click for me because it's spelled different when I'm watching the movie. Holy shit, that's fucked. Oh my god. Okay. Zelensky says don't let him leave the building. Rob Lowe gets hit by one of the crash test dummy cars. They slam on the brakes and he flies into a chair and then a weight bag drops onto his nuts.
That's the nut crushing chair, I guess?
Yeah, what was it for?
Also, he should be dead because it's like the thing that he gets like knocked onto is like a crash test thing where like the car goes into a fucking wall. So, like, if you think about the physics of it, he's on the car going forward, wall in front of him. Even if, like, they stop it, he flies off the car and hits the wall, but somehow makes, like, a 45-degree turn in the air and, like, goes to the chair next to the wall. Funny nut shot.
What was the other felony you were talking about?
Oh, I think it was actually before. It was the impersonating flight attendants and, like, hijacking a plane.
When did they hijack a plane?
Like they, it's like they're in the airport trying to get to Chicago, and they're like, "I'm sorry, I have no flights. I could get you a flight back." It's just like the airhead,
Oh
stewardess.
yeah,
Yeah, and then they're like, "I got an idea," and then like they rob two like airline attendants and like take their place on a fucking plane.
Tommy Boy does the in-flight like safety intro while Richard talks shit, and nobody's like, "Who the fuck are these guys?"
Yeah, it's like if you don't know how to use a seatbelt, you should probably just die. How do you find a Chris Farley sized like flight attendant's uniform? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, and then Zelensky immediately is like, "I'm gonna marry Bo Derek now."
Yep.
He's like, send him a bucket of champagne in prison. And says, "You use the ice on your balls." And
yeah, it's like the alcohol for your heart, the ice for your balls, or something like that.
So Tommy saves the day, and they're out on the dinghy again. That's pretty much all I remember about the end.
Yeah, they're out the dinghy, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, I got to get to like my girlfriend's house. I could use some wind." Then Little Breeze comes in, and
yes,
then the fucking boom comes over and hits him in the head, and we just like fucking end on Farley like cursing.
All right, and that is the end of Tommy Boy. I don't think there was an after credits scene in this one.
No, there was not. I checked.
Oh man, what a doozy! But that was a fun watch. That was it was hard to stay focused with the quick turnaround we had. And watching them back to back.
Mm-hmm. While life was also happening simultaneously.
But now we're going to take it through our 10 rounds and decide. This is going to be a tough one. I will say ahead of time, I believe that there will be rounds where there are ties here. Just because they're both good. And there's very few things that I feel like either one of them were lacking in, and they're so closely similar cast-wise, director-wise, and everything that there probably will be tie rounds. But let's get into it, starting with round one. Opening 5 minutes. Which movie grabs you first? This part doesn't make sense. TV style intro of Wayne's World. Opening 5 minutes is the Ferris Bueller scene for Tommy Boy. Both great opening scenes. But for me, because of the Chia Pet and Clapper commercials, I like the opening to Wayne's World better.
I would even say the Tommy Boy thing, like you kind of pointed out earlier, was like the whole he's a kid bit is a little extraneous. Like it wasn't necessary in the first 5 minutes, and it doesn't really represent the rest of the film very well. Right. As opposed to, because I mean that's really the only really. I mean, there's always there's a lot of frantic Farley energy, but that's the only time you see him running and trying to get from point A to point B within a time limit. It's not really. It's funny, but it's not. The rest of the movie isn't like that. Which I guess they're intentionally trying to hook you, but I guess it's less hooking to me because of that. So yeah, as opposed to Wayne's World is you get the film's thesis pretty much right off the bat.
Because it's so ADD, they're immediately like, "This is the bad guy. He's gonna buy Wayne's World." Okay, and then it cuts straight into the essentially the SNL skit, the way it's shot and everything. Which, if you were an SNL fan back then, you're immediately like, "There it is. There's the fucking skit." But again, I think they're both great opening scenes.
Yeah.
Chris Farley's strength is the physical comedy, so him running into the fence and everything was hilarious.
Yeah. Just seeing him move fast, coming around that corner at fucking full tilt and shit.
So, yeah, I mean, I would give Wayne's World for this a 10 and Tommy Boy a 9.
Yeah. As I said, it's it's going to be nitpicky here for flaws. So.
Right. So round 2, play the goddamn sound. There it is. Lead performance, Chris Farley's lovable wrecking ball energy versus Mike Myers' meta-heavy charm. Which one is the MVP?
This one is actually really hard because it's they're both strong fucking contenders.
We may split on this one because for me it's definitely Farley. Like I said, even when the writing is trash, Farley can make it hilarious.
Yeah.
And I feel like Mike Myers has better crafted actual jokes. But I could watch Chris Farley in literally fucking anything.
Yeah. But I also do wonder, how much of that is, Mike Myers' fatigue. Because,
True.
we kind of decided as, a culture that we were done with Mike Myers about, The Time as the Love Guru, I think was the last. Yeah.
Oh, God, that was awful.
Oh, I know. I mean, besides the whole movie being brown face, essentially, yeah, it's a bad movie. But yeah, I think like Chris Farley. I feel that like we put such high nostalgia on his performances, which while they are good, is because we still like subconsciously want more. Like we didn't get enough of it to get sick of it, so there's just like this void that you're like, Chris Farley, give me more cartwheels. Whereas like Mike Myers, like, okay, we're kind of done now, Mike Myers. But I think, honestly, I can because Chris Farley's good, but like a Chris Farley movie is a Chris Farley movie. Like he's going to be doing down at the river, like in basically every single thing that he's doing. There's not a lot of subtlety to his thing. Where I feel Mike Myers like kind of brings more of a character to things, whereas Chris Farley's just being Chris Farley in his movies.
Yeah, like I said, the jokes are definitely better crafted from Mike Myers instead of just relying on his physical comedy, his just him as a person. But like I said, this may be a split one because it works on me. The nostalgia for Chris Farley makes me like Chris Farley more. So we can call this one a split decision round and set it as a tie.
Yeah, we'll give both like 9s.
Yeah. All right, that takes us into round 3, which I don't think is going to be as hard, but it's sidekick vibes. David Spade's dry sarcasm versus Dana Carvey's wide-eyed weirdo. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll put it this way. When I think of Tommy Boy, I think of Chris Farley, and then it's like, oh shit, yeah, David Spade's in that too. Mm-hmm. When I think of Wayne's World, like, oh shit, it's Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. It's just like it's a unit as opposed to like the supporting actor to Chris Farley, the straight man, as opposed to Wayne's World, where neither of them is a straight man.
And he has some funny little sarcasm jokes and everything that I like, his little quips and everything. But
the character's super one dimensional. Doesn't really show any growth throughout the movie. I guess like the growth is he like kind of likes Tommy by the end of it, but it's not really much of a character arc. Whereas I feel like both Wayne and
Garth has his own little side stories going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's got his own things and social anxiety he's dealing with. He's got a super taser for some reason.
Yeah, you notice that he never touches anybody's hands because of all the social anxiety. His pills come up several times. He's building a goddamn cyborg in the basement.
It's never mentioned. Yes, I feel, definitely gets taken by Dana Carvey in this one. Cause he's just such
I would even give... Richard like a 7 for this.
Yeah, I just even say that's being generous. It's kind of a 6 because is that he is there to facilitate Chris Farley's jokes and shit on Chris Farley. It's like he's not kind of his own character. He's a utilitarian tool for the story.
Yeah, his whole purpose is to counterbalance the insanity that is someone that exists that's like Chris Farley.
Yeah, whereas Wayne's World is just like, no, let's just put a whole different flavor of insanity next to the first flavor of insanity.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. All right, so Wayne's World taking that one moves us to round 4. Which is most quotable moments. Most quotable moments. Fat guy in a little coat or swing. Which movie dominates in catchphrases you still hear at parties? And to me, this is hands down Tommy Boy.
Yeah. There's, like I said, there's things from Tommy Boys where it's like, oh, that's where that's from. Whereas, ooh,
a good one is, the Mandela effect where everybody thinks he said, Luke, I am your father. And he never actually says that in Star Wars. Pretty sure that's because of this movie.
Probably. Yeah, no, because the thing with Wayne's World is it is such like a period piece in a weird way of like the 80s. Like it is so steeped in that culture that there was some things they said where it's like, I don't understand what that slang word means anymore.
Yes. There's a part where he says right in a row where she's talking about the band. He says, what does he say? I think I wrote it down, and I don't think I'm going to be able to find it, but he makes like 3 references right in a row that are all Ted Nugent references.
Yeah.
He's like, something in Budokai, 10 Nights something, and it was all just Ted Nugent references.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't land now. Ted Nugent is not fresh in my memory.
Yeah, or even like the Grey Poupon thing. Like, we remember that because we're getting fucking old. But,
right.
Like, yeah, if a 25-year-old watched that now, they'd be like, okay, why did he ask the guy for mustard? I don't get it. Like, yes, so much of it was topical of the era that it just kind of didn't age quite as well as Tommy Boy. But
yeah, like Holy Schnikes, the fat guy in the little coat, Richard, what'd you do? It also might just be the home I grew up in, but
Yeah,
even
no,
at
I can
school,
definitely-
like all the kids in the neighborhood, you heard Tommy Boy lines constantly.
Yeah, because like no one says Schwing, no one says Babylicious. Like,
Right.
It's like they're all super dated 80s anachronisms now.
So as far as I'm trying to think of one thing I could single out from Wayne's World as quotable, and like you said, like the Grey
Party on,
Poupon
Wayne.
thing.
Party on, I guess, would be like the big thing.
Party on, yeah. I'm still gonna give Wayne's World like a 7 in this.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad, but it's just like I said, it does suffer from like hardcore 80s isms.
Right.
It's like going back and trying to watch like Break Into Electric Boogaloo or something like that. It's just like, oh
Yeah.
god, this is almost like a different language at this point. I see how language has evolved over the course of time.
Yeah, like you said, there's a bunch of stuff that even I don't get when I watch Wayne's World that I had
And
to
even
Google.
Schwing was a little tainted for me because I thought it was funny as a kid, but it's like it's all about this lady gives us a boner, and we're going to celebrate that publicly and tell her by name. It's like, I don't know if that flies in 2025.
They should do like a circle around skit at SNL where they have them now, like doing the same shit in their 50s and just getting like arrested. Old men walk the club, just swing, pointing their dicks at people while they walk through the club.
Or even just like a revival thing, or just getting all these like notes from the PA. It's like, you can't say that now.
That would be great. I would actually watch if they did a new Wayne's World with the two of them.
Yeah,
That would be great. But now we're into round 5. Plot and pacing. Both are comedies with thin plots, but which one keeps things moving without dragging or losing steam? And I guess you can't really say Wayne's World lost steam. It's just all over the goddamn place.
yeah. It's like the pacing is fucking light speed, but I don't know if the path is anything linear or straight.
Right.
It's as linear as like a pinball game, like just fucking ricocheting off of moments that are all great, but
That's what I'm saying. It keeps my attention because it's just like doing a skit followed by a skit followed by a skit by a plot point. But Tommy
exactly.
Boy is definitely way more linear. There's definitely an actual plot and goal to follow and an actual goddamn ending.
Yeah, there's stakes and like characters grow and learn things a little bit, I guess. Like, I guess they grow more in Wayne's World, but it's
I mean, at the end of
unclear.
it, they're entrusting Tommy to run this super important business.
Yeah, they've gone from him thinking that he's like a mentally handicapped person who eats paint chips to like, oh no, you're actually competent enough to employ 300 people and keep our livelihoods alive. It's quite a bit of growth, I would say.
Still think it would be funny if during that speech at the end, if they were like, I mean, he made like one sale, like.
And he did use like a dynamite vest to do it, so I don't know if that's going to work again.
No follow up on the felonies. He I guess Zelensky probably was like, let him go. And
I know, but like that's still like terroristic threats over the fucking.
that
like,
bank's not
evening
part of
news.
his business.
No.
So I'd give still just like a 8 to Tommy Boy because it's still like the prompt says, thin plot.
The plot is there to service as a vehicle for the jokes more than the jokes there to amplify the plot.
Right. All right. Takes us on to round 6. Best supporting characters: Rob Lowe, Derek, and Brian Dennehy versus Cassandra, Benjamin, and the gang.
Yeah, Rob Lowe versus Rob Lowe.
Yep. Farley versus Farley.
Yeah. I mean, it's... I will say one of the problems with Wayne's World is like we have in the prompt the gang, whereas it is the 3 like long-haired himbos that are like his fucking Wayne's best friends that like are his like production crew that we really don't get a lot of individual personality on. Besides like one is kind of in charge of the tech and one has like a thing with saying I love you and one has a thing for terrifying women. That's like the entire.
But you do have Alice Cooper. You got. Cassandra, like it says. That guy that works for the studio company, whatever, that's not Rob Lowe, is like one of the best supporting what?
No, not John McCain. I'm trying to find who he is.
Oh, the guy from the studio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had his name down at a certain point. I think it's Kurt something. It's not Kurt Russell, because I accidentally Googled Kurt Russell first, but
Yes, here. Ted,
Kurt Fuller.
Yeah, I don't see him on the IMDb thing. That sucks for him. But yeah, he's in tons of stuff too.
Yeah, and he's a great secondary actor that comes up in a lot of stuff. And then you got Al Bundy. You got that guy that makes me think of Cheers, but is not from Cheers, that's in the donut shop all the time. In Tommy Boy, you got Dan Aykroyd, you got Bo Derek, but outside of that, there's not a super lot of background actors to begin with.
But yeah, I guess a lot of them is just people they're selling to who are just one and done. And yeah,
I think Helen from the diner should get a low-key shout-out.
Yeah.
She's like, you're sick.
And yeah, his wife, or his girlfriend, I mean, is, I guess actually, probably there's much more going on in the background of Wayne's World than Tommy Boy. I would actually probably agree at that point.
Yeah. I begrudgingly would give this one to Wayne's World just because, the fact that Alice Cooper's in it alone is fucking huge.
Yeah, just Alice Cooper as Alice Cooper is just, hysterical.
Yeah. So
and he looks the same now, like as he did then. He might be a vampire.
Well, yeah, I think it's pretty clear he sold his soul to the devil. That's not makeup. That's just the branding from when he sold his soul. I'd give Wayne's World a 9 and Tommy Boy an 8. 7.
I'd say it's 7 because there really, beyond the named cast, there really isn't much in the background.
Yeah. That guy from the board is another one of those actors like Kurt, whatever, that pops up in a lot of stuff, but beyond that, it's not massive. That girl, his girlfriend, what's her name? She's not
Michelle.
in my notes.
Julie Warner.
What the fuck? Julie Moore?
Julie Warner as Michelle Brock.
Okay. Yeah, she was in a couple things in the 90s, but didn't seem to make it out.
I haven't seen her around recently.
That takes us on to round 7. Which one's jokes still slay? You've seen them a dozen times. Which one still makes you snort laugh like an idiot? And that is hard as shit for me because they both did.
I would say Wayne's World ekes it out on like the verbal jokes, like the witticisms and like the quick snappy things. But Tommy Boy gets it on physical comedy, like hands down. So
yeah. I mean, the part with the is not here or here so much always cracks me up when I see it.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh God, what happened to your face?" It's like, I don't see anything.
And the door thing, and like the rare moments where he's like not acting like a total doofus and like starts poking fun at shit. Those are it always cracks me up. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like you said, Wayne's World has like well crafted jokes. I like the improv moment. Ed O'Neill's little background things are hilarious.
Yeah. The fact that the like editor's notes got put in his dialogue is fucking insane.
Yes, it's a difficult one for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe we give this one a split because I think this all comes down to what do you like better, physical comedy or jokes? Like it because.
And like I said, I'm trying not to factor in my huge nostalgic attachment to Tommy Boy too much, but I'm willing to call that one a split as well.
Yeah, because you could watch Wayne's World without the images, and it'd be funny, and you could watch Tommy Boy without the sound, and it'd probably still be funny.
Yeah.
So it's just like this weird, like they're both kind of perfect in both dimensions, so...
When we do a bracket someday, we should do Tommy Boy versus Black Sheep, because that would be even harder. Same exact fucking people.
That's basically the same movie.
Yeah.
It's my dad is disappointed in me, and I need to, like... Or not disappointed,
well,
but
his brother. Right? His brother is running for governor.
Yeah, I need to like sustain, cement my family's legacy. It's like the plot of both these movies. And
but that part where he falls down the hill for like eternity in Black Sheep.
Honestly,
what the hell was all that about?
I was waiting for that part in fucking Tommy Boy. Cause like, wait, doesn't he like fall out of cabin in this at some point? They're on a road trip and like it all goes down a mountain. I'm like, oh no, it's the other exact same movie.
So weird that they did that. And it's the same director, same studio, and everything for Black Sheep. Really weird. And it didn't get a lot of... It's a very unknown movie, so it makes sense. Yeah. You can't really just carbon copy a movie like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes us...
Could have been a sequel. Like,
right. Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense.
Right?
Round 8. Cultural impact. Which movie left a bigger mark on comedy, merch, language, pop culture moments?
I mean, I think I gotta give this one to Wayne's World too.
I was thinking the same thing.
Because, like, Tommy Boy was almost like a movie that signaled the end of an era of, like, this, like, kind of like road trip slapstick, like, two comedic leads traveling from point A to point B, like comedy movie. We don't really see that much anymore. Like, I think the last one I could think of.
Well,
was
they tried
like
after it too, and most Chris Farley movies after this didn't fare so well. Like Beverly Hills Ninja, Black Sheep, that Lois and Clark movie.
Yeah, it's just like it feels like this was like kind of the point where it's like we've got this art form to as far as it's going to go, and everything from here is going to be stagnation.
Right.
Whereas, like we said, Wayne's World was like decades ahead of its time in a weird way.
Well, and the merch is part of this, and I've seen a lot of Wayne's World. I don't really see a lot of Tommy Boy merch. I mean, maybe a couple Callahan Auto shirts, but like
but that's like that's a deep cut. No one's gonna be like, oh, like Tommy's Boy shirt.
Me and Jess dressed as zombie Wayne and Garth one Halloween.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you got the Wayne's World hats, the clothes they wore in those movies.
There's a Wayne's World video game for the Super Nintendo, which is one of the worst video games ever made.
I did not know that. That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, it's a platformer, and it's very obviously one of those things where it's like they had a game, and all they did was take a like JPEG of Mike Myers' head, and it's just looking at the screen, and then just take that and put it on the game body. So it's just like the entire time he's just like playing like.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and it's like he goes like radical, gnarly, awesome. Shring. Like it's just like every time he hits something or does something, and it just like becomes like fucking like black noise basically. The opposite of white noise is just like.
I gotta look up a YouTube video of that after this. I love how many TV games they made for like Sega and Nintendo back then.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
So yeah, again, I will begrudgingly agree that I think this one should go to Wayne's World. It makes more sense to me. I feel like there's definitely a lot more merch sales from something like Wayne's World.
Definitely. Like, I could probably go to a Hot Topic and find a bit of Wayne's World merch today.
Right. I think I still have that Wayne's World hat somewhere. So we'll give a 9-ish to Wayne's World for this, and say 7-ish for Tommy Boy.
Not to mention the, prophetic thing of these two people that are running this like little talk show together, whoring themselves out to major corporations. Devin, where's that energy drink? Come on. It's like, hey.
I've been drinking it, goddammit. I can only put it on camera so many times before I start to get caffeine jitters.
Send them to me. No fear of caffeine.
All right, that takes us to round 9. Similar question, but very different in my mind. Who's the better odd couple? You got Farley and Spade's road trip friction versus Wayne and Garth's basement chemistry. Who's the better dynamic duo?
I mean, Farley and Spade feel like they'll like work together amicably in the future, but it's just like they're not gonna hang out and have a beer after this.
Oh, in the sense of the universe, yes, but
yeah,
I feel like, I don't know. Wayne and Garth is an iconic duo.
Yeah, they almost feel like in a weird way like a married couple. Like these two men are life partners. Like you will never see one without the other within like 10 feet of them, you know?
But in that same vein, I feel like, especially like me specifically growing up, you had friends that were Tommy Boy and Richard.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I definitely had like my like little quippy short asshole friend and my big heavy.
Yeah, I was
friend.
the quippy short asshole friend.
Yeah, and I was the big heavy funny friend.
So I don't. They both definitely have chemistry, but I just feel like Wayne and Garth is such an iconic duo. Like,
yeah,
that you might even use that in conversation. Like you're like Wayne and Garth.
Exactly. Yeah, 'cause it's like an extreme extrovert and an extreme introvert who like just vibe and like found each other. Whereas like Tommy and Richard are just like they were forced together through fate.
That's what I was gonna say. They didn't even like each other.
No. Which, I mean, I guess is good for an odd couple, but if you're focusing on the couple part of it, I mean, they're, like I said, they're almost married, Wayne and Garth. Like, they know everything about each other. And
Right. But they still have great chemistry just because Farley and Spade had great chemistry, like on SNL and movies they did together after this. But for this movie specifically, I think I'd have to give it to Wayne and Garth.
Yeah, because, like, Farley and Spade are always just kind of trying to do, like, kind of like a modern Albert Costello thing.
Right. Definitely. That fucking nailed it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's still great, so I'm going 10-9 here. 1 point split.
Definitely fair.
So giving that one to Wayne's World. Bringing us to our final round, round 10. Which one would you show your kid first? And
that's a hard question.
The answer is going to be obvious for me for obvious reasons. But
Well, yeah, you've got bias for Tommy Boy, but
it's like a family heirloom.
But yeah, for Tommy Boy, you got to explain what jacking off is to your kids. So I don't know about that. Like, why is that scene funny, Dad?
But you have to explain what a gratuitous sex scene is too for Wayne's World.
Yeah, but at least that's more obvious on what's going on. Like, it's... Whereas, like, David Spade is all up at the window and his arm is moving fast. It's like, why, Yankees? Why is Yankees funny, Dad? Like...
I'd show him the TV version, okay?
Yeah. Just completely nix that scene altogether. In the TV broadcast.
All the jokes don't make sense because you didn't see what just happened before that.
Yep. Oh, God, yeah, it's like a... Like, censoring is insane. You ever seen anything from Iranian SpongeBob?
No.
Literally, like, they give Sandy Cheeks, like, a straight-up burqa because she, like, has, like, the bikini inside her tree dome.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So, yeah, there's just, like, this like, completely flat, like, violet, like, neck-to-floor dress over her every time she appears.
Have you seen that they started putting out clips, like... the Iranian ministry or whatever for it's like AI Peter Griffin explaining why Muslim is great. Mm-hmm. I think that's such a fantastic like how they perceive America that if we just put it into Family Guy we got
it'll fall in a week.
But I think for this question it's less like which is more appropriate for kids, but like which one do you want to pass down to the next generation first?
And I think kids would definitely, though, get a lot more enjoyment out of Tommy Boy, I want to say, than Wayne's World. Because, like, Wayne's World has, like, so many meta jokes and, like referencing the structure of a narrative joke. And, yeah, it gets a little more weird and esoteric than Tommy Boy.
Well, references that we don't get, there's even more of that for my kids.
Exactly, yeah. Because, like, we at least have, like, some vestigial memories of, like, the early 90s, which, like, the 80s didn't really end until like 1993, so like we can kind of like have some context for some of these things, but yeah, like Tommy Boy is just like fat guy gets hit in face and falls down. Right.
Well, and I would want to show them first so that like because Chris Farley's dead, like they can watch Wayne's World and be like, oh, he's the guy from Shrek, like this guy. Yeah. But Chris Farley, I'd want to be like, this guy was one of the greats. And I want you to see why he was one of the greats. Don't watch anything right after this movie that he made.
Yeah, no, like, honestly, I'd put Chris Farley in, like, the same category as, like, Buster Keaton and things like that. Where he's, like, he's just, like, this legendary slapstick physical comedy man and deserves to go down in history for it.
Not so much David Spade. I did go see his stand-up. I'm in his special that just came out on Amazon. You can hear me. We didn't realize we were right by the mics in the theater, and I went with my buddy from work, and he's sitting there talking about how he can hit his weed pen without anybody noticing. And for like 5 minutes, he's planning this, and then one of the sound guys walks up to adjust the mics right by us, and we both were just like... just sit there like didn't know that was fucking there.
Yeah, but you see the mic guy hit his weed pen, so it's like freaking no one cares.
But then in the special, you can hear like because it's in Denver, and he goes, "So how about the Broncos, huh?" And everybody cheers, and you can hear just me go, "Boo!"
You've left your mark in history. There you go.
Yeah, but
I think, God, what was the last David Spade movie? It was like Little Dicky was like the last one I think he was in.
Well, unless you count Grown Ups.
Yeah.
But just David Spade, I think it's been a while. Well, you got they made that movie that was kind of like That's My Boy, where he's like a deadbeat dad. I can't remember what it's called at all.
Yeah, like I said, let's remember it's like Little Dicky Child Star, whatever that one was called, where he's like.
There was definitely stuff after that. You got Joe Dirt. I don't remember which one came first.
Oh yeah,
but
Joe Dirt was like his last
Father of the Year. I think is the name of the. It's not great.
Oh no, Father of the Year isn't that the Robin Williams one where like his son dies from
that is also another. I think they named it the same. Hang on, let me look it up. David Spade Father movie. Yeah, Father of the Year, 2018.
Yeah, I think that was the first movie I watched after Robin Williams' death, and that was not the movie to watch after.
No, it's not.
It's like, oh man, like here's a Robin Williams movie I've never seen before. I'm sure this will be uplifting and fun. Oh God.
That's kind of weird they named it the same thing, but yeah, it came out in 2018. But yeah, for this category, I'm going 10 for Tommy's Boy, 9 for Wayne's World. So that's still... So that gives us... We got... Let's see. Wayne's World, Tommy Boy. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Wayne's World. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 for Tommy Boy between the splits. So there was 2 split rounds, and then, yeah, 3 to Tommy Boy, 5 to Wayne's World.
Yeah.
When my dad watches this, just know I tried.
It's nothing against Tommy Boy. It's just that, like, I think Wayne's World was kind of on the cusp of something new and exciting, whereas the stuff done to Tommy Boy has all been done 1,000 times before, even though it was done amazingly well.
Yeah,
it's like,
no, 100%
it's
on rewatching these. On a rewatch for me, Wayne's World is a lot more entertaining. Just because, like I said, I like sketch comedy, so it feels like just watching a bunch of sketches right in a row.
But all share a theme. But yeah,
and when you're watching them in bed, trying not to fall asleep, it's easier to watch Wayne's World.
Yes, Tommy Boy can be deceptively lulling.
Yeah, they try to squeeze in the actual like bits of real emotion and stuff, which is great, but when you're trying to laugh and not fall asleep, not great.
Yeah.
All right, so that gives us Wayne's World as the winner of this week's episode. Where's my clapping and cheering? There it is. So,
live studio audience.
Bit of trivia. One thing I forgot to include in our run-through of Wayne's World is, did you notice when Garth wakes up in his room, all the posters on the wall, one of them is just Dana Carvey with the Garth wig on and like a black skin-tight suit doing all these weird poses?
I did not notice that.
It's so fucking funny, dude. And then the dog has the same haircut as him.
That I did notice.
Wayne's World is the highest-grossing SNL movie of all time.
Yep, fair. It's definitely better than Night at the Roxbury.
What? Oh, okay. I was trying to think of what other SNL movies they are, and Night at the Roxbury is a tough one. What else is there? What are the other SNL movies?
I don't know. So everything I'm thinking of is just a National Lampoon's thing.
Yeah. No, I can think of a lot of movies with the SNL cast.
Blues Brothers.
Oh.
Got Stewart Saves His Family, which is I didn't know was a movie. Yeah, Stewart. Look what I can do. Like that
That's
guy.
Mad TV.
Oh, well. Oh, SNL related movie. Shit. Coneheads? I don't know.
Okay, yeah, Coneheads.
Mr. Bill?
They made a movie of that?
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that.
Wayne's
Ooh,
World
Superstar.
2? Oh, yeah.
MacGruber. That was a great one.
Yes. A Mighty Wind?
I don't know that one.
Oh, you haven't seen A Mighty Wind?
What's that?
Oh, that's good. You ever seen Best in Show?
I don't think I've seen that either.
He's like a very specific director. I think he's the same one who did Spinal Tap, but let me
okay.
Let me see here.
Ladies Man. Stewart Saves His Family. Oh, that's Stewart French, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know why that's an SNL movie.
I guess it was related, but
yeah, definitely on this list, the only one I would say even remotely.
Oh yeah,
tops.
so yeah, he did it's Spinal Tap, so he's like really known for mockumentaries.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
What's
so
the
Mighty
mockumentary
Wind
following though?
The
Mighty Wind one.
Yeah, the Mighty Wind. It's like a wind instrument band. It like really sucks.
That sounds awesome.
And then Best in Show is like a bunch of like dog breeders like competing in like a dog show.
Who's in it? Who's in the Mighty Wind?
Let me see. I know Eugene Levy's in Best in Show, but let me see who's in that Mighty Wind.
It looks like he's in this too.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you got Christopher Guest, Eugene Levy, Michael McKean.
Is that Jane Lynch?
Entirely possible.
Yeah, I think that's Jane Lynch.
Yep.
Okay.
Mary Gross. Yes.
Yeah, this looks funny as shit.
Yeah. No,
next bit of trivia is Chris Farley improvised much of his physical. Yeah, that's not really what a shitty list.
Chris Farley, yeah.
Let's see. Rob Lowe was cast in Wayne's World after Meyer saw him in Bad Influence. Mm-hmm. Dana Carvey didn't learn to play drums until after filming? That cannot be true. He was a church lady on SNL.
Yeah. He did great. Like it seemed all synced unless he just like learned that bit for the movie.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Fat guy in a little coat was improvised by Farley. That would explain why it's like one of the rare moments in the movie where Richard laughs.
Oh, here's one. Apparently, a Reddit fan highlights the reason why he didn't know the John Hancock message or answers because he lost his history book in the first scene.
Penelope Spheris and Mike Myers clashed on set, and she wasn't invited back for Wayne's World 2. Well, she didn't make a lot of bangers, so you know what?
Yeah. Like you said, Danny Carter ad-libbed the Bugs Bunny moment.
Yeah.
Which is great.
David Spade said that the Tommy Boy shoot was emotionally rough due to Farley's insecurities and their real-life arguments.
Yeah. Apparently he was sober for the shoot, too, which made it, rough, because Chris Farley was well-known for his love of cocaine. Apparently Alice Cooper's backstage monologue was mostly improvised.
That's awesome. It kind of, he's not a great actor, so it kind of looks like he's reading something offset, but I believe it.
And then apparently this brought Bohemian Rhapsody back to the U.S. charts.
That's beautiful. I love when movies do that. I feel like there was another thing I saw in here. I can't remember. It might have been one of the other movies, but somebody was originally thought they were casted to play somebody else. I don't remember what it was, though. I don't know if Rob Lowe was supposed to be somebody else.
I mean, that would
anyway.
make sense, but yeah.
But that is this week's episode of Flick Fights. I would absolutely love to see comments of this because this is one of the toughest matchups we've ever done, in my opinion.
Yeah, because mostly I have a strong opinion one way or the other, but these are both staples of my childhood, which probably shouldn't have been in retrospect, but you know.
Yeah, Tommy Boy 100% shaped my humor for the rest of. They both did. I watched both of these with my dad a lot. And they both came out right around when I was born. And my dad was 17 when I was born, so he was still a kid watching his comedy movies with me as a little kid.
It's not allowed to drink a beer yet. He's like, come here, son, watch this with me. With beer.
Yeah, between Chris Farley and Jim Carrey, it heavily shaped my comedic sense for the rest of my life. But, yeah, this was a tough one. I definitely think, though, that just on paper, as a movie, Wayne's World, I mean, even just box office alone, it fucking crushed Tommy Boy for sure. Yeah, it made $151 million more than Tommy Boy did.
So new and different for the time. I can just imagine people were like, "You gotta see this movie; it's insane!"
Right? He talks to the camera.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no wheel spin again this week because next week we are doing the 3 Fantastic Fours. I don't care what Nick says; there is no fourth one. But
it's the best one, and you're shorting yourself. They all put so much effort into it and tried so hard.
I can't do it again, Nick. I can't watch 3 movies from the 2000s and then go watch one of those and pretend to fucking appreciate it.
Oh, this is I think a Corman production, so it's on the shoestringiest of budgets. But there's a fight scene in it with the Thing, which is literally just they spin the image and add in punching noises.
No, I don't want to do that at all. At least Superman had shit they invented to make shit happen on camera and fucking tried other than Marlon Brando. But
you can see the Invisible Woman string that she's when she's picking up something, you can see the fucking fishing line in her flight. It's great.
Hard pass. I already know going into what we're about to do that Fan 4 Stick is gonna be probably the worst out of the 3. Still better
I've never
than watching the fucking 90s, 80s one.
Yeah, that's 70s.
Yep, no fucking chance.
I still haven't seen Fan 4 Stick, so it'll be a first for me.
Me either. I heard it was so bad that was one of the few superhero movies I just never watched.
Yep.
Because I already was let down by what happened to the first one. I got so excited when that one came out because they were going to do it right. And then immediately, this is a piece of trash. And then I see what, Galactus looks like in the movie. And he's just like a cloud.
Yep.
But I'm going to see the new one tomorrow night. I've heard great things. A couple comic book podcasts I watch pretty religiously. One's a major Stifler and, gives... Stickler. Not a Stifler. That would be a lot cooler. But he's usually habitually gives things like a 6 or 7, and he gave this one an 8. So I'm pretty psyched. They said the new Superman was definitely better, which I fully expected. But pretty psyched.
Alrighty, yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to, and I get to go watch Michael Chiklis in a whole bunch of latex in a little bit. So.
What? Michael Chiklis?
Yeah, he's Michael Chiklis.
Oh,
thing.
yeah!
Yeah. And it's a practical bodysuit, so he's actually just sweating his ass off under fucking like 50 pounds of fucking latex.
I will say from the previews, I like how the new the Thing looks, but
He's very comic book accurate.
The voice ain't doing it for me. The voice is supposed to be grovelly because he's literally gravel.
I know. I think instead they just found the most Brooklyn guy that they could find.
And I love that actor. He's great in like The Bear and stuff. But I also like that you can see in the trailer, this is from the comics, just a tad different. They give him a beard. He grows a beard.
Yep.
But in the comics, it's a little more mossy. Yeah, super psyched for that one. So we'll see you next week for a Fantastic Four showdown. I'm Devin Vestal. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and tell your friends.
I'm Nick Nye, and leave us those comments. Tell us if we're right. Tell us if we're wrong. Tell us if we're full of shit. We want to hear it.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Good night, everybody.